This is W.T.F. Nation Radio.
Running from the pain in my heart. Into the arms of another, and for a while she made me feel alright.
Hello.
But
You can hear me now.
in a crazy blunder, your love took me back under. Now I'm tied to those shackles and chains. Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of the stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. It took me to unwind, and now I'm right back from where it began. How old will I be when you finally set me free, and the sun shines on my heart again? Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of my stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart.
Come on out, 1965, them boys were called upon. Some fist-fighting cowboys in them jungles of Vietnam. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Yeah, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double-cross me. 19 years old, doing the bidding for Uncle Sam. Desert boots strapped on my feet, machine gun in my head. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Come on now. Strapped across my vest, 800 more, and I'm gonna pluck one in your chest. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Oh, 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 I'm a mean motherfucker. Don't you never. I'm a mean motherfucker. So don't you never double cross me.
wear a condom. We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hey, we back.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, shit. Fucking Heath got jokes. Heath.
Yeah.
I was like, who the fuck is Edward? I was like, who the fuck is that? And then everyone else is like, who the fuck is Radar? So we're good.
Nobody knows us anymore.
I know.
Fuck has changed.
Fuck has only been like a quarter. It's been
a hot minute.
It's been 2 months.
And did you know this is actually just a couple weeks off our 2-year anniversary?
I know. But like any good relationship, sometimes you just need a break. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're fine. We're fine.
Otherwise, we kill each other.
Right. Well, they'd kill us. There'd be a mutiny, and then Heath
it'd be something.
It'd be the smoke pit with Heath. So be fine. Oh shit!
How
So
you doing, buddy? I haven't even really talked to you much,
dude. I've been kind of purposely, like, not to be shitty. So everyone knows I had my knee replaced, right? And that's why we fucking took a break, right? And my bunker's in my basement, so I couldn't get down the stairs to it. Yeah. Right. That was the first part. Well, so I had a lot of complications with my surgery. And so I didn't kind of want to bother anybody with it, because I mean, like, no offense, but you guys aren't fucking doctors. What are you going to do about it? Sit around and worry about me? Kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like not to be. I know everyone like genuinely cares, and I'm not trying to be like that, but like, I was kind of like, I was so out of it and loopy and shitty. Mm-hmm. That was part of it, but I also kind of didn't want to worry everybody when it was kind of just chill. Like, yeah, so I
get that. I totally get it.
Mm-hmm. So I had a couple. Well, I still have some problems. So like a week after my surgery, it was actually like 6 days after my surgery, I woke up and I had the worst chest pains of my life.
Oh,
and you know when you have a surgery, they're like, hey, if you have any problems, fuck, come in. So I called the nurse and I was like, I got these fucking pains in my chest and it feels like I'm getting stabbed in the chest. And she goes, go to the emergency room right now. I said, all right. And the emergency room's only like 2 blocks from my house, right? And it took all I could do to get in the car to get taken to the emergency room.
Wow.
And I had pulmonary embolisms. I had a couple big blood clots that broke out from the surgery site and were in my lungs. And so that really freaked everybody out. So they put me on Eliquis. And on top of, like, dude, I'm on, like, right now from the VA, I'm on like 17 prescriptions a day.
Dang.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. So they put me on this Eliquis, and they put me on like 10 milligrams a day, 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon. Okay. And that shit, like, it just drained me. That blood thinner it took everything out of me. And like, I would just basically for a month and a half, I just went from my bed to my recliner, and I would lay in one for about 10, 15 minutes, and I'd go to the other one. That's what I did basically nonstop for a month and a half.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yep. And so now, and this is going to be, for people listening, it's going to be kind of a short night, because I got some nerve damage too, like in my leg. So if for anyone who doesn't know how they do a knee replacement, they actually they chop off like the bottom and top, like the bottom of your leg bone, whatever before the knee, and they actually cut the bones out with like a robot. And then they pound this fucking appliance into your leg. And,
mad trauma.
Yeah. And so it's still really swollen and shit, but like from my knee down is like, sometimes it's on fire, sometimes it's numb, but it's one of the two all the time. And so like sitting here, like I keep like adjusting myself, because like it's just all fucked up, and my butt's fucked up, my back's fucked up. Like I'm just like in a way still. So
I'm sorry. That sucks, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's fine. Like, it's getting better. I don't know my physical therapist said sometimes that stuff goes away, sometimes it doesn't. It just kind of depends.
Yeah. And nerve regeneration is the slowest regeneration of anything in your body.
Yep.
It's like a millimeter, like every 6 months or something stupid like that. I mean, that's not exact, but
Right. No, it's
you
bad.
get what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Phil says it looks like you lost a little weight.
Okay, who's he talking to? You or me?
I haven't lost any weight, so it must be you.
Okay. Yes, I have lost. I've lost 54 pounds.
Holy shit, you've lost a toddler.
Yeah, in the past year, I've been working my ass off, and
Literally.
I gained like 5 inches in my hair, and I lost 54 pounds.
Well, that's great for you. I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
Appreciate
great.
it.
Yeah.
Yay.
I've lost a little bit just from like the surgery though. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I look a little skinnier up here. I have
your face does look slimmer to me.
I've
even with
lost
the beard, it looks
I've
slimmer.
lost a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
And I think more of that's just from going to physical therapy twice a week. And actually
Well,
doing
yeah.
doing something for the first time in fucking years. But
That's funny.
so with my nerve damage and everything, my leg doesn't work. So I've lost like 4.5 inches of diameter of my quad, of my thigh.
Oh no.
Yeah, I have like one like really skinny little chicken leg and one like I have like an airborne leg and then I have like a leg. So it's just...
a leg.
But it's good. It's good. It's the beard probably. Wait.
No, you do look like you have lost some weight.
I've lost a little bit. I've slimmed down a little bit, but nothing like. I mean, I've lost maybe like 5-10 pounds. You've lost. That's amazing. That's so good. And is it like? Well, I know you quit drinking. What, almost
I
a
did
year
quit
ago?
drinking.
Was it
I haven't
9 months ago or so you quit?
probably about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that sure probably
and then
helps.
Cut back on junk food.
Mm-hmm.
Lost a job, got laid off a job. So of course a little bit of that was stress.
Right.
But overall, yeah, it's been nice because now, unlike you, I'm on way less medication.
Right.
Like I'm basically on like vitamins. They put me on a vitamin, and they put me on some supplements for like vitamin C and vitamin D. Apparently I was deficient, but I'm not anemic for like the first time, and I don't even know how many years.
That's awesome.
And I have a lot more energy.
Good. And
I'm doing a lot more. I'm actually kind of walking around more. I'm having some issues with my shoulder, but other than that, no, I'm doing so much better.
Well, that's good. That's great. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, it took a lot, but and I'm not going to lie to people. I did get on Ozempic. I know there's so much controversy about Ozempic out there, but I was borderline diabetic, and basically it was like, you need to do something before this gets worse, because women, we don't talk about our weight, and I'm so tall, most people don't realize it.
Right.
But I was well over 240 pounds.
Right. And you're tall. You're like 6 foot, right? You're taller than I am.
No, I'm 5'10".
Okay.
I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
But even at 5'10", that's a lot of weight to be carrying around on your joints and everything. I mean,
yep.
So I had to do something. It was basically do something to help you to be able to get to a point where you don't have to take anything anymore, and you can, exercise, because I mean, my knees were bad. My ankles to my feet hurt all the time. My hips hurt. I wasn't sleeping because I had so much pain. And now, 54 pounds later, I can sleep through the night with, out waking up every half an hour with hip pain or knee pain or back pain. So it's all overall, it's been a good thing.
Kaz says, "Holy sheet, y'all look great. Welcome back." Oh, thanks, Kaz.
Thank you, Kaz.
But yeah, and that's so crazy. And like, I'm kind of bad. I'm like right at that borderline diabetic too. And actually, that was one of the things they're worried about my thyroid with all the different drugs and shit.
Yeah.
And so so the VA, I got so bad with all my drugs that because I kind of just like threw my hands in the air, because I went in one time because they did my surgery through like the local, like out in town people. It was Monument is the name of the joint.
Okay.
Monument Health is who we have up here. And so they put me, like, I have a primary care doctor through Monument, and I have an ortho through Monument, and then I have an ortho and primary care at the VA. Because my knee's service connected, right? Which is another, I'll get into this fucking bullshit in a minute too. But anyway, so the computers are connected now, but they weren't. Like when I first started, they weren't uploading shit right or something. So like I would get like fucking all these weird pills in the mail. And I was like, why are you sending me this? And they're like, oh, well, your doctor says you need it. Which fucking doctor, dude? Who the fuck are you talking to? Because my doctor doesn't say I need this shit. But anyway, so it was just a fucking mess, and they just kept. And so I went to the VA's got a pharmacist that will actually talk to you, right?
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, dude, 5. Pick fucking 5. I'm fucking done. I'm done getting all these weird pills in the mail or going to the fucking getting like messages from the pharmacy saying you need to pick up this prescription. Motherfucker, I don't even know what it's for. Like, I don't even know what half this shit's for anymore. And like some of it'll just say like for blood pressure or for mood or for like what the fuck is it? How am I supposed to take? Like, am I supposed to take them like once a day, twice? Like, what the fuck, dude? It just says for mood on it. Like, what is this? I don't even know what this is. And they're like, oh, well, this is your blood pressure and this is your anticoagulant. Da, da, da. I'm like, no, dude, I'm fucking done. Because I would take all my pills and then I would just lay there and shake and be dizzy and feel like dog shit. And I was like, I cannot live like this, dude. I was like, I'd rather fucking, I would rather die of a pulmonary embolism. I'd rather lose my leg and die of a pulmonary embolism than feel like this isn't living. I can't live like this.
Yeah.
And so the dude was like, yeah, well, you know, and so he's kind of weaned me off some of the stuff because I guess you can't just quit like cold turkey. Like it's bad for you to do that. Yeah. Because what I did is I just quit taking my Ozempic or not Ozempic, Eliquis.
Yeah.
My blood thinner. And they like actually were like, we will admit you if you don't start taking something like that again.
Yeah.
Because it will cause like huge blood clots and like almost kill me. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
So,
that would probably piss quite a few people off.
Well, I mean, it'd be a service-connected death, so I think my wife would still get paid, so that's all she works. No, I'm just kidding. So, Corey, yeah, thanks for. I'm glad we're happy to be back. So. Yeah,
look at everybody in here. We've got Kaz, we got Phil, we got
Heath, Corey,
Heath. Who's there down here? Corey. Everybody, look at all these people! Yay! We're so glad to see y'all.
Richard's here. Yeah, dude, I'm so happy. I'm happy to be back. Except for next week, I'm gone.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be hit or miss for a little bit until we get back into the swing of things, especially with your health issues.
Yep. And next week, and I have it's indoor soccer season again. Yeah. And we have a scrimmage next Wednesday. I can't get out of.
Well, that's all right. I work 2 to 10, so I can't get that changed yet. I did get another job. I'm not going to say exactly what's going on with it, because honestly and seriously, I'm probably not going to stay at it. And
makes sense.
I'm pretty sure everybody that I work with already knows, but. Yeah, it hadn't been great, but I am transitioning to a work from home job because I don't think anyone knows this because I don't think I knew the last time we were on the air, but I'm going to be a grandma again.
Yeah. I knew that. You told me that.
Yeah. But I can't remember if we talked about it on air or not. So I'm going to be a grandma again, and my daughter and my grandkids are now living with me, so everything's a little cuckoo crazy here. But I'm transitioning to a work from home job, so then that way I can help my daughter with the kids here at the house more.
Well, that's good.
And I just think it'll work better for all of us.
Yep. Corey said he lost his aunt. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, God. My poor wife. So, what was it, 2 weeks ago, my father-in-law had a stroke.
I do remember something about that.
Yeah. So, and this is the shit. We're such shitty people. My wife and I are such shitty people because my mother-in-law was in Rapid. Rapid's about an hour away from us, and that's kind of where the big hospital is. She had a medical procedure she had to go do there. They actually spent the night because it was supposed to snow that day, right? So she goes to Rapid, goes for a medical appointment, and they leave to come back here. And my father-in-law's like, I don't feel well. I don't feel good at all. And we had a soccer tournament that weekend, and he was getting around kind of poorly. And so he's like, I think I'm having a stroke. So we're all making fun of it. And my wife's like, what, you got Strokey McGee in the car? Like, just kind of like, you gonna take him to the fucking doctor or what? Because he didn't want to go to the doctor in Rapid. He wanted to go to the doctor here in Spearfish. All right, fine. So he gets back and goes to the doctor. Sure as shit, he's having a stroke. So then they put him in the ambulance, take him back to Rapid City, and he spent like 2 weeks there in a like rehab, like an
Oh my
in-house.
gosh.
And so they caught it early enough, and
Well, that's
the
good.
clots weren't like disruptive enough. So they think he's going to make a full recovery, but his like left hand is real weak, and But when we left the place, he's like, I have a kidney stone, and the people are like, we don't deal with kidney stones, like just eat a dick, basically. So they he couldn't even hardly get out of his wheelchair. They sent him home with us, and I'm like, what the shit?
Gosh.
Yeah. So I'm like, do you need to go to the emergency room? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm just waiting for these pills to kick in. Turns out he pulled a muscle in his back, like doing PT or something. Yeah.
Poor guy. It was just shit on shit on shit.
Yeah, and my poor wife is the only one who's like healthy because I still can't hardly walk. I mean, I can. I'm getting better, but I can't like lift him up. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
And so she's trying to lift her dad up and take care of me and take care of her mom because her mom's freaking out. My poor wife is just going 1,000 directions. I'm trying to.
Your wife is a fucking rock star. I love that woman so much. You ever do anything stupid, we're keeping her and we're getting rid of you. I'm just saying.
Fine. That's bad. That'd be more unacceptable. I think pretty much everybody's on board with that same thing. So, but yeah, so it's been a weird couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of glad that
my mom, I believe I told everybody back when we first found out. I don't know if I said it on air about my mom being diagnosed early onset Alzheimer's.
I don't know that you said this is so hard because I remember you telling me this.
Yeah,
but I don't know if you said it on air.
Yeah, so we've been dealing with that. It's a lot. I don't know. We dealt with it with my grandfather, so I hate to say I'm used to it.
Right, because you never get used to it. There's no like I'm used to it. Yeah,
and especially when it goes from like being a grandparent who you're not their caregiver, but going to being a parent. And now with my mom being diagnosed, I'm starting to see the same things with her that we saw with my grandfather.
Yep.
And the behaviors and it's a horrible, ugly, ugly disease.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It just chips away at them, and you've got to learn how to you being the person that doesn't have it have to learn how to deal with the person that does have it. And her being just this, I mean, my whole life, because, I lost my dad when I was a teenager.
Right.
She was the strong one. She was this, force. I mean, she raised 4 children after her husband died. And then she helped take care of her mother-in-law. And then she died. And then she helped take care of her mom. And then her mom died. And so my mom's always been this big caregiver. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden she's not the caregiver. We're the caregivers. And it's just such a strange dynamic.
Yeah.
And having to get used to, dealing with her differently even. Well, it's a lot. It's been a lot.
And is she still she's not to the point yet where she's getting she's freaking out about shit, right? She's not forgetting who you are.
She has some pretty bad mood swings.
Okay.
She gets really frustrated really easy. She doesn't have any patience at all. The memory issues, we have to work around things like she's great with stuff long-term, but she can't learn new things. She's having a really hard time with anything new. So we got her a new phone. Bad idea.
Right.
Even though she needed a new phone. Now she's constantly upset over the fact that the phone doesn't work. And it's hard to tell her, no, the phone works fine. You just don't have the ability to learn these new things.
Right.
Like TV. Now that we don't have TV like normal TV, like cable TV, and we have everything on apps, well, then she gets frustrated and upset because she can't find a certain TV show because it's not on the same channel it used to be on. And it's like, no, it is. It's just the app has changed because now, they do updates every so often. Mm-hmm. So you go into your Prime and it doesn't look like it did 3 months ago. And so it triggers in her brain. She thinks she's stupid. She thinks it's broken. She thinks something's wrong with it. And then she thinks she's bothering us because she's constantly calling and asking questions. So it's a lot. And I don't think it's harder on me than it is on her, but it's a hell of an adjustment. It's really a hell of an adjustment. And I don't wish it on anybody.
No,
I don't
that
wish
sounds
anybody to ever
horrible.
have it or anybody to ever have to deal with it.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
that sounds like a lot. And I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. It
We do have a new
sucks.
kitty though.
I know I can hear him. Her. Is it a him or
It's a
her?
her.
It's a her.
It's a her. She is a flame point Siamese, which means she has orange on her ears and on her little tail.
Yeah.
And she's white with blue eyes. Isn't she precious? Her
She
name is
is.
Betty White.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And she's a little cuckoo crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I've
I
got
love
my new
crazy
background.
kitties.
You
I
like my
know.
new
I love it.
Creepy Nicolas Cage.
The creepy, yeah. And then like it looks like the Jerry Bear kind of fucking curtains. And
Yeah. It's so much better than the bright white. I messed around with it a little bit and I was like, what can I put back there? So I've still got my little corner, but it's not where, you couldn't see me or it's not too dark back here. So I got a new light up top just for this little area. And then I got my new backgrounds because I thought they were fun as shit. I might switch them up here and there.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
That's awesome.
My little office corner.
So the fucking VA. I'm just fucking pissed off at the VA. So
let it out, man. Let it out.
So a couple things. One, I've been trying to do some claim stuff, right? Well, and like I said, my knee was 10% service connected before. That's the reason I got out was my fucking knee. Right. That's what kicked me out was my fucking knee. Well, so if you have a major surgery on a service connected thing, they give you temporary 100%. Right. To help cover your bills so where you convalesce, right? Yeah, I've been working, I went back to work kind of part-time. Like I'm back like 25, 30 hours a week, right? Which sucks, but I mean, it's fucking help pay the bills, but the difference for me from where I'm at to the 100% is like $1,600, $1,700 a month, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so like I'm like, hey, do you want to? So and my buddy is, I worked with a VSO for a long time, and he's like, yeah, bring me all your paperwork, and I'll put you in for temp 100. Cool, tight. So the whole auspice of the program is to cover your bills while you convalesce from the service-connected surgery, right? Yeah, takes like fucking 6 months to get processed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I went through that with my shoulder.
Well, they said the temp 100 is supposed to be expedited. I guess not. Because I ain't getting fucking paid. They're like, nah. He's like, yeah. It usually takes like 45 to 65 days or 90 to 120 days or whatever is the suspense time for temp 100 processing. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
They
dude.
never processed mine ever with my shoulder surgery.
Really? You never got fucking paid for it? Fuck that.
Never got it.
Well,
never got it. Then. Now, when I finally got bumped to my 100%,
right?
They tacked that on with my back pay.
Okay. So they did something.
But that was like 3 years after the fucking surgery.
Jesus. Well, maybe they'll do that for me then when I finally get bumped. But I'm not too worried. I was just like, I mean, because honestly, like, I'm not going to say I'd take free money from the fucking federal government any day. Yeah, I'm dealing with Sean. That's right, Spanky. Yeah, you love Sean. She knows Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean's a good dude. I'm a big fan. He's a pretty straight shooter too. I'm a big fan of Sean. But it's like, fuck, dude. Like, why even have it then? If you're not going to process it, like, why even do it? You know what I mean? Like,
especially if they know A, you're going in for surgery on a service-connected item, and B, you're going to be out with that service-connected item for X amount of time.
Yep, you should be able to pre-do it.
They would push it through like boom, just like that.
Or you think, I have, because they give you, especially, I don't know, like your shoulder surgery, I'm sure they give you some sort of like preliminary paperwork, right?
Yeah.
And they say, yep, here's your paperwork. Take this fucking drink beforehand and shit, and then we'll da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? Nope, nothing, dude. Nothing.
I had all my pre-op, all my pre-surgery appointments, like 4 to 6 weeks before I ever even had the surgery.
Yep.
And they never processed anything until after the surgery. Then somebody sat on it for, I don't even know how fucking long.
Right.
And by the time they finally got it all approved, I was like, oh, well, this does me zero good because guess what? Now I'm back to work and I'm already behind on everything.
Yeah.
So I had to take out a loan.
Well, that's, and if that was the thing, if they're like, hey, yeah, it takes about 6 months, so put it on your credit cards or whatever, and you'll be fine. Like, and like I said, I got a wife, I got, I am at 90% now, which is better than fucking nothing, but it's like, fuck, dude. Like, why not just do it? Do your fucking job. Like, I don't know. And then
That's too smart.
yeah. Uh
Mm.
yeah. No, yeah. I remember Spanky when you came up and Sean took care of your mom. He's a good dude. He's a fucking hard worker. I will say that, and I don't know, and I know that God, this is hard for me to get into. I don't want to get into it too deep tonight, but like everyone's results and experiences with the VA or VSOs or whatever varies, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
There are some dudes who don't give a shit about helping people. They're just there to get a paycheck. And then there are some dudes who are there that will work 100 hours a week and only get like Sean's salary. So he's there 20 hours extra a week trying to help veterans, and he's not getting paid an extra penny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
he's getting paid the same as the piece of shit next door.
yeah, who does nothing. And in all fairness, like I think to get into a gig like that, you have to kind of care. You should. You know
you
what
would
I mean?
think.
But some of those dudes, after a while, they get so burnt out and beat up and fucking all of it. Like I went and talked to him yesterday because I didn't know that they took that long, and I didn't want. And I know that it's not him. Like he submits it. That's all he does. That's all VSOs do.
He's a dude on the phone for T-Mobile. Same thing. You know, it's not him.
Yeah, he's not out there
way
fixing the
above
tower.
his pay grade.
Yeah. And so I just called him like last week, and it's like, hey man, just curious if if you'd heard anything about it. Like here's what I'm seeing on my Healthy Vet or whatever on my VA, web page or whatever. And he's like, oh shit, man, yeah, that sucks. Let's see what we can do. And then so I went and I had physical therapy on Tuesday, and so I went and saw him after PT, and he's like, pulls up all my shit and VBMS, and he's like, yeah, dude, it's supposed to be done like 2 months ago. I don't know what's taking so long. I'm like, I don't know either, dude.
God.
So. He's like, yeah,
sucks.
maybe. He's like, probably any time. And like I said, I'm not holding my breath. And like, I can take care of myself. Obviously my lights are still on, and I got food in my stomach, and I got, I still got a roof over my head. So it's not like it's the end of the world, but like, I don't know. Like if the VA is not going to take care of a program, they don't even offer it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't even make it an option. Don't even make it. Like, because I've known for a while this surgery was coming, so I was kind of pigeonholing some money, and we, my wife and I had made some plans, but also in those plans, I assumed that, 2-3 months in, I was going to be getting an extra $1,600 a month from that, and I'm not.
Yeah.
So, but it's whatever. And like I said, she's been out helping take care of me and taking care of her dad now, and so I mean, it's. Especially with the blood problems and stuff, I really wasn't safe to be left home alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and this sucks. Like, Bronco's like, I've given up with a local VSO. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I hate hearing that from vets, dude, because like, I don't know. Like, I will say this though, like, if it's the county VSO and you're not getting any traction with him, go to like the DAV. Or the VFW. I know the VFW has some really good service officers. Like there is other avenues other than that don't cost the veteran any money, but it just sucks. When you go in there and you spend the time and you put in the forms and everything. Like Sean, the guy that we're talking about, he like when I put in like some of my claims, he's like, oh, he's got like files full of like medical evidence that he can submit with your claim for like sleep apnea or for secondary to this drug or whatever. Like that's what he does like in his spare time. Like when he leaves work, he goes home and he like Googles all these things that like more evidence, like medical literature to like submit with your claim to make it even more fucking bulletproof. Right. This dude cares. He actually factually cares about the people he's helping. And so, when you go to some of the, and like I said, experiences vary, training varies for these guys. Some of them, like I said, some of them take it as like, well, this is a skate job that's going to pay me pretty good that I can just kind of, submit.
And they do the
shit.
bare minimum.
They do the bare minimum. And they don't, when they get together for their quarterly trainings or whatever, they just drink beers in the hotel and Pete Hegg set that shit out and whatever. Like, so, I mean, I get it. And it sucks. It sucks when you don't have, when I have a good experience with a guy or a gal, like I said, my VA here is awesome. I really do like my VA here. I wish there was more communication with the local hospital, but that's not my provider's fault. It's somewhere in the administrative end of it. right?
Yeah.
My physical therapist. 90% of the time I love her. She's great. She's a smart woman. She's helpful. And then there's that time she has me in some weird pretzel that would make anybody hurt. You know? So in those minutes I don't really care for her, but I think that's all physical therapists. They mean well, and she's doing amazing things on my legs. She really is. But God, sometimes she just puts me in so much pain.
Yeah.
In those minutes I fucking can't stand her, but most of the time I really do like her.
I start back to physical therapy next week for my shoulder because, as you know, the VA is real big on crawl, walk, run.
Yeah.
And even though I had surgery on this shoulder, I no longer fall under ortho automatically because it's been 3 years since I've had the surgery. If it was within the first year, and if I was having issues again, they would just automatically send me back.
Yep.
They wouldn't make me go back through my regular doc. But since it's been 3 years, they're like, nope, we can't just automatically send you. We can't even send, anything up to try and get them to pick you up. We literally have to try medicine. We have to try physical therapy. We have to get x-rays again and an MRI. And then after we've done all that, we can put you in a consult to go back to ortho.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
see, and that's what they do. But you know what? They did that for years to me for my knee. And we'll give you these shots. We'll do this. We'll do this. And they do that with my wife too. The same thing you're talking about. Oh, let's go to, hey, she's got a knee problem. Oh, before we can do an MRI, you got to do 6 weeks of PT. You have to do this, whatever. What's up, William? Yo, what's up, man? But so that's what makes it tough is when you have those things. Like you know your body. That's why that dude shot that CEO guy, because we fucking know when we're hurt, dude. Just pay our shit.
Yeah. It's not, we're, and I get there's a few bad people out there that do work the system and ride the system and use the system, but you can't take those bad apples and then put that against the rest of us who genuinely have, I have refused to go, and my doc is so pissed at me right now.
Yep.
Because I've put this off since I've been dealing with the stuff with my mom.
Yep.
So it's been, 8-9 months. And she's like, why didn't you come in when it started? Okay, well, when would you have liked me to do that?
Right.
And I'm not going to come in with it when it hurts just a little bit. I'm going to take Motrin or I'm going to do some stretches. I know what I need to do.
Right.
You're just going to tell me to do what I did. She goes, yeah, but then we'd had it on paper. And then here we are 9 months later. I could have sent you to ortho already. And I'm like, yeah, but it didn't hurt that bad then.
Yep. It didn't hurt then. It
and
hurts
I
now.
didn't see the sense in wasting your time over something that really didn't hurt that bad. And she's like, I get it. But she's like, from now on, even if it only hurts a little bit, come in. If you dogs don't shut up, I'm going to hurt you. They're not used to me being on air anymore.
I know.
So
We've taken too long. They're like, and it's probably the same thing as my dogs. Like my dogs will lay around and sleep the whole day, and as soon as my wife picks up a telephone, they fucking go crazy.
Here's the baby who's causing all the problems.
He just wants love.
He's camera shy.
Yep.
Say hi, Harrison. Say hi to the people. Say hello.
He said,
yeah, I'm a big mouth and I'm an asshole, but my mommy loves me.
Yep. Well, the cat was being pretty loud earlier. He was meowing.
She's in here in the room. What I need to do is just let her out. She's mad because her sister, she has a twin sister, and her mom are on the other side of the bedroom door. So what I need to do is just get up, because she's sitting over there right now by the door, just like,
yep.
She's all pissed off, giving me the side kitty eye.
Coach said you're getting that Southern mama attitude tonight.
The hell right. That's my grandbaby. He got mad at me the other day for something, and I looked at that kid and I was just like, be mad, stay mad. I don't care. You don't bother me. Cry if you want to.
Cry if you want.
And I walked off, and he was just like, and he stopped.
But mama, you can't do that to me.
And I'm like, no, I'm the yaya. I don't give a shit.
Yup.
I'm over it. I've raised children. You don't scare me, little boy.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I kind of forget that, like, I forget that I'm old. Like, I was doing something last week, and I took my kids to the soccer tournament in Gillette, and I picked up some guest players. The team, my girls are U19, right? So most of my girls are
Uh-huh.
juniors or seniors in high school.
Yeah.
And then there's the next bracket down is U16, right? So a lot of them are freshmen and sophomores, but they all play varsity or JV together in the fall, right?
Yeah.
And so I was short a couple players, so I asked a couple of the girls who play varsity and were on the U16 team if they want to come with, and they absolutely did. They wanted to come.
Yeah.
So while we're doing some stuff, and Jocelyn, my Jocelyn is a senior this year.
Yeah.
Yep. And started talking about stuff, and they're talking about going to college. All the girls talking about this, that, this, the other. I'm like, holy shit, this is my 5th kid to graduate in like 6 years.
Damn.
So yeah, I forgot how old I'm getting.
Yeah, you're getting old.
Boy, that cat's mad as hell.
Yeah, give me. I'm gonna go open the door for her. Hold on, let me take off my headset.
No, you're
'cause
good.
She's pissed. Hold on.
Yeah, she mad as hell. And then our videos stopped anyway. But yeah, that was fucking crazy. Like, getting old sucks. She slams the fucking door. Bye, cat. See you.
Okay. Let me get my ears back on.
Did you slam the door in his face too? It sounded like you're like, "Bye, see you, cag. The fuck out." Fine, there you go.
No, my room. Okay, so my old house, the room was real small, and the ceilings were pretty low. Like, I could almost raise my hand up, standing up, and touch the ceilings in my old house. And this one, my room is like probably 4 times the size as my old room was, and the ceilings are much higher, so I get a lot of echo. And so if I shut the door, you can hear it through the whole house, because I'm over. I like to call it the east wing. I'm on the east wing.
I'm on the east wing.
Because the kids and their bedrooms and bathroom are clear on the other side. So I'm in my own little kind of wing of the house, which I love, because if I want to get away from them, I just lock my fucking door.
Yeah. Actually, Coach needs to come on. We need to do a hobby thing, because Coach has a cool new hobby he should show us.
New hobbies.
Did you see his hobby? That he put it in like the team room or something.
I probably did at some point. I've just been so in and out of even our team room that.
But yeah, we need to have him on for not tonight. I don't got time for tonight. I only got probably if I last till 7, I'm gonna be doing good. Because I'm still doing this like. But yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I'm having a hot flash right now. So
well, there you go.
Speaking of being old.
No, but he needs to come on and show us his cool new stuff. And I got some cool planes I built that I want to show off. And yeah.
And I have 0 new hobbies. So
no, your hobbies have been fucking chasing kids around.
Seriously. People say, "Oh, how was your day off?" My day off today was getting up at 6:30, helping my daughter get the kids out, driving into San Antonio, picking up a foster dog that I have to keep overnight, to get up again tomorrow morning and then take to transport. And then I had to come back to the house and clean and then take care of my grandson, because flu is going around the daycare. So he did not go to daycare today because we really don't want him to get the flu. And like 22 kids are out of daycare right now with the fucking flu.
Oh, that's horrible.
And I'm like, I would rather spend my day off with him here at the house than chance him getting the fucking flu, because then I'll get that shit, and I don't want that shit.
Yep, nobody needs the fucking flu. That's fucking ridiculous. I hate the flu.
Although they did make me get they didn't make me. They offered the flu shot to me when I went for my last appointment, and I went ahead and took it because I'm around little nasty germ bottles all day long.
Yeah. Little fucking kids are just ridiculous. Oh,
little kids and old people. I hate to say it, but it's true. They're all petri
Coach said
dishes.
it'll be an episode of Sports Bar After Super Bowl. Yeah. No, dude, I'll wait for you to bring your shit. I'm not gonna. I don't want to bust you out, but after you come out with your cool, is it? I need to ask though. Is it just for side hustle, or is it a passion, or is it a hobby? How do you like characterize it? What category do you put it in? That's what I want to ask. Because if it's a hobby, come on here and we'll talk about it. But if you're talking about side hustle shit, I ain't trying to, dude. I ain't trying to make no money off nothing. I know better. I fucking know better because I was like, because people was like, oh, you could do this and make. No, you can't. I cannot make money off any side hustle whatsoever. Like,
Look, I make
the dude.
$25 a month off of Facebook for being a digital creator for all my posts and stuff. I am not good at side hustle money.
I don't even do that. I just have all the fucking shit set up, and I don't even put no posts on it.
Hey, I made a whole $37 2 months ago because I had a lot of free downtime. So I was like balling. I'm like, $37, yo. Woo!
Well, that's just it. And I was like, I was looking at like, so before I had my surgery, I knew I was going to be like basically housebound, right? And I knew I was going to need a walker or a cane or whatever to get around. But I was like, I should be able to sit down in a chair. So I'll just get a handful of models to like do my little planes or little tanks or whatever while I'm convalescing. So I'm doing something other than just wasting away. Well, then I was so high on drugs, all I did was waste away. I like laid in my bed. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
You're like, ooh, pretty stars.
Well, no. Part of it was that. So, okay. So, I'm not good at drugs. Right.
No,
I'm not.
You do not like mind altering things.
No, I'm not. I don't dislike them. I'm just not good at them.
Yeah.
And I really dislike opioids. Right.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I did not want to get addicted to opioids. I don't want to take a bunch. No, I understand. Easy. And I understand. And there are certain times and and there's been times I don't mind taking them. When I was fucking in a lot of pain with my knee, I absolutely took them 100%.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't want to take like fucking 10 a day. Like you can take them like every fucking 2 to 3 hours, some of these. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
And so, I got my medical card when I worked at the weed farm.
Yeah.
And so I went and got a bunch of like gummies and edibles and chocolates and shit just to kind of try them out. And I finally got the dosing down and I've learned some of like the terms, like how live rosin ones will fuck you up way more than just like the normal ones. I didn't know that. Right.
Oh, I learned that quick.
And I learned it quick, but I didn't know it at first. And so I went in there and I was like, I know that like 10 to 20 milligrams is kind of where I want to be. 20 is kind of pushing it, but I can do some of them at 20 milligrams. Right. And the gal behind the counter, she's like, well, do you want more of a bang for your buck? And I was like, yeah. She's like, get these ones then. These ones are 19 milligrams or 21 milligrams, whatever. She's like, try these. These are great. Okay, perfect. Thanks. Go home, take one, and all the other ones have been pretty fast acting, right? Half hour to an hour, they're kicked in, and I'm feeling pretty good, right? Hour comes by, nothing, and they're really small. These live rosin ones that she gives me, they're blueberry, which are fine, but they're really small. And I was like, well, maybe can they come in like this little pouch? Instead of coming in the big ass pouch, they come in this little bitty pouch. I was like, well, maybe I need to take 2 of them. So I took another one, and then of course they both hit the same fucking time. And I'm sitting there, and
that was your red flag right there. Anytime you say, well, maybe I should take another one, remind yourself, no.
That's a horrible idea.
You should not take another one.
So then they both hit at the same time, of course, because that's how they fucking work. And I'm like laying in bed and I'm just like fucking trying to keep breathing, And my wife's like, are you okay? I'm like, I think I need to go to bed. So I go
like when I got dosed right before my flight from Florida to Texas.
So
that was fun.
So my wife this is before Christmas, and my wife went on, and like most people do, she was doing a lot of baking. She's making cookies and donuts and brownies and cupcakes and all this other shit, right? So I go to bed because I didn't know what else to do with my life, and finally she came in and then went to bed, and I was feeling okay, I was feeling all right. But then I was like, man, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and my wife had left a bunch of cupcakes on the stove to cool down so she could frost them. And I ate all of them. I had like 24 cupcakes. Oh, yeah.
Well, I did something similar, so don't feel too bad. Those Hostess Christmas cakes, those Christmas tree little cakes.
Yeah, the Christmas cakes.
Well, I forgot that I had a box of them hidden from the kids, and I took a little more gummy than I probably should have taken one night.
Yeah.
And the next morning, I went to go look for those Christmas tree things to put in the kids' lunches.
Mm-hmm.
I ate a whole box.
Oh no.
I thought I just had a couple of them, but apparently I ate an entire box of them.
Entire box of them. And I've
yeah, the Little Debbie's.
yeah, I've done that. I've done that.
And then it happens.
Oh, puppy chow. I ate like a whole fucking bowl, like a bowl. Like it's my wife makes like the Chex Mix puppy chow, whatever.
Yeah, because I make that for my son every year.
Yeah, and she makes it, fucking huge batch. I ate like a whole batch.
Yeah, you can't make just a little of that.
No, I ate like a whole fucking batch of it. Like, well, she was like gone. Like she was like, and the worst part was she was making it for like the kids to like take to school for the teachers and shit. Yeah, and then. And my high fat ass is like, fuck yeah, cupcakes and fucking Chex Mix. Oh God.
Yeah, you never make good decisions. You never like go in there and go, man, I've had a few too many gummies. Here, let me eat some celery and some carrot sticks.
Fuck that. I don't even Nope. Nope.
You find the baddest shit for you and you're just like, wow.
Well, and then okay, so those gummies, I was like, oof, I don't want to fuck with these anymore. These are too much.
Yeah.
So they came in like a big pouch with like little pouches, right? They had 2 little pouches in them. And I finished the one little pouch and I was kind of over it, right?
Yeah.
So I gave the other ones to my dad.
Oh.
And so we're sitting there and my dad comes over. My mom and dad came like the day after Christmas. They came out, stayed a couple of weeks. They actually just left this morning.
Uh-huh.
But so I gave those to my dad. Or I sent them home with my mom. I was like, give these to dad, And so she gives them to so they come over for like dinner or something, right? And my dad, I was like, my dad was real fucking, just acting all fucking high as shit. I was like, did you take one of those gummies? He's like, fuck it, I took 2 of them. And I was like, oh no. And then he's sitting there and he's trying to tell jokes and they're not coming out right because he's high as fuck. And then we did our gift exchange and everything, and because we did Christmas with the kids or whatever, and then mom and dad brought stuff for the kids too, and when they came out, and those started hitting him pretty hard. Well, next thing I know, like he was talking about this stuff that he bought my niece, and so Jocelyn's like, "Well, I want one of those," and so my dad's like, "Okay," so he like pulls his phone out, like fucking orders it for her, and then he's like buying all this shit because he's high as fuck and he thinks it's a good idea. Yep. So he's buying all this shit for his granddaughter. Oh my God. And so like 2 days later, she's like, Grandpa needs to come over and get high more often. I was like, why is that? And she's like, because he buys me lots of stuff. And I was like,
oh my
damn it,
God.
Jocelyn. Oh Lord.
Lordy.
Yep.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, now she knows how to work that system.
Yep. So
let's go dose Grandpa with a couple gummies and get some free shit.
Yeah, good thing she can't get her card for she can't buy weed for another 3-4 years. So
there you go.
Hopefully by then he'll have it sorted out. He'll know not to take 2 of those live rosins because they'll fuck him up.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yep. But they're good.
I can't even imagine what would happen with my mom if we dosed her. She keeps asking because she's like, maybe it'll do something for my anxiety or maybe it'll do something for, for my mood swings. And I'm like, maybe, or maybe you'll lose your fucking mind.
Yep. Or maybe you'll eat all the cupcakes. I don't know. One of the 2.
She probably would. She'd probably forget about her dogs and eat everything in the house and then call me 800 times.
Oh,
well.
You know what? It's good though. It is good to kind of have some of that. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't hate and it gets for good stories. It'll be something when we're like 100 years old. When I'm sitting there with
sitting around the table with the great grandkids, telling them how Grandpa got high and ate all the cupcakes that Grandma made.
Yep. And I don't mind. It is kind of whatever. I don't hate it. I do feel bad. I don't want to get. I don't. Well, and I don't even. It's not. I don't even know how to say this without sounding like a dick. Because I don't mind. I actually would rather my kids smoked weed than drank. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
I want them to be old enough to do it, but I think marijuana is safer than alcohol.
Oh, now, since I quit drinking and all I do is like either take a gummy or have my little chill me out vape.
Mhm.
My kids are like, even they'll say, "Oh, you're so much better. One, you don't have a hangover, and for the next 2 days, you're not a raging bitch because you feel like shit. And when you do take a gummy, you remember everything that you did, and you don't really make dumb choices other than eating an entire box of Little Debbie's."
Yep.
And it's kind of nice to hear that, because I don't think I really realized when I was drinking exactly how stupid I was being, and I was being pretty stupid.
Right.
And I'll just now, take a gummy, chill out, relax, hang out in my room, hang out with the grandkids, and I can function.
Yep.
And I get up the next day and I don't feel like hammered dog shit, which is really great.
Isn't that nice to not feel like, you know what though? Some of those fucking some of those gummies I kind of got a little bit much, and they got me.
Well, there's this one here called a rocket or rocket ship or something, and it comes in a little bag and it looks like a little rocket ship, the actual gummy. And it's 1,000 milligrams for what they sell in Texas.
Right.
And if I don't take that early enough, the next morning, I'm a bitch to get up. Like, I'm just so groggy. Like I just need a day to kind of recover, to nap all day, to sleep it all off. But if I just do, like a little 10 milligrams and chill out and relax, and it helps me sleep better and actually puts me in a better mood, because sometimes I'm just on edge. I mean, with all the stress and everything else that's going on, sometimes you just need something to just kind of level you out where you're not kind of.
Well, and I got this. I figured out finally, like, what I need and what I need to, like, go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of stumbled upon them on accident, but they're caramels, and they look just like a fucking little gram of caramel, and they're like, what, like 12.5% or something like that. And I take one of those. It's perfect. Like, I take one of those. I don't get fucked up, but I get really sleepy, and then I can sleep most of the way through the night.
Yeah.
And I don't know how personal. Okay, so I can't sleep on my back, and I can't sleep on my side, and I can't really sleep on my belly. So, and then I don't know if it's one of the drugs I'm on or something, but I'm like, I have to get up like 5 or 6 times a night to go to the bathroom. Or
it could be the blood thinner.
I don't know what it is, but I gotta pee, and I asked the girl. The girl, the fucking doctor. She's a doctor. I asked that girl.
Doctor?
No, not the pharmacist doctor. Like my the anticoagulation doctor.
Okay.
I had a VA connect with her the other day, right? And so I said words to her about it, and she's like, you have a couple diuretics, but that's not one of them. So I don't know which ones are which.
Well, that's good.
But something is making me go to the bathroom like during the day. Like, I can't go more than about a half hour without really having to go to the bathroom, and I have to go now. But like at night, it wakes me up like 4 or 5 times a night, and I'm like, fuck, dude. And then I can't hardly sleep to begin with, so I might as well, like, the only way I can, like, get a couple hours of sleep is to take one of those gummies and then just roll over and try to sleep. And just I take it about a half hour before I go to bed, and then I'm good to go. But, like, I said words at the VA, and they're like, well, we'll give you sleeping pills. I'm like, what? So I can pee myself? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I want to know when if I have to pee, like,
you want to be lucid enough that you can get up and go.
Oh, no, Holly said it. It's the gummies. The gummies are making me pee? Oh, no.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I don't know. Gummies make you pee?
I don't know. I don't have that problem, so I don't know. But I also have an awesome new bladder sling, so I don't have to pee every... Well, when you have a bunch of kids like I did, then you have a couple kids that are really big, and your uterus sits right there on top of your bladder, and then you get all of that extra weight onto it. Eventually, those muscles don't really hold up like they're supposed to, so the bladder starts to just kind of...
Oh, no.
And so when I had my hysterectomy, they did what they call a mesh bladder sling, and it's attached to your hip bones. So it's internal. And so basically what it did is my bladder was down here where it shouldn't have been. And I was having to go pee more and more often because I was getting that urgency feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And so they put that sucker under, and then now it's back up here where it's supposed to be. So now I don't pee every hour and a half like I used to.
Okay. Well, that's something then. That's not so bad.
Yeah, no, it's helped a lot. And I can jump again.
Oh, dang.
I can sneeze in mid stride. I can be walking and be in and I can sneeze and it doesn't. But a year ago, no, couldn't do that.
Talking about that. So my wife, her knee's been bothering her, be going to physical therapy. And the physical therapist had her doing some motion thing or whatever, like the wide kind of lunges, whatever. And she stopped. She's like, I can't do that. And the physical therapist was, well, why not? Da, 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 da. She's like, I've had 4 kids. I can't do that. And he dead ass looks at her and says, there's things you can do to solve that. You don't have to live. You don't have to live like that. That's what he said.
Tell her to look into it. It is a miracle fucking thing.
Well, I will try, but she already kind of shut it down. But it was funny.
I tell everybody about it. Every woman that's had more than one child.
But the guy said to her, you don't have to live like that. Like she had a 3rd head or something. Or I think she has 2 heads, but you know what I mean? Acting like she I don't know, was in some sort of horrible way. You don't have to live like that, he says.
But it is. It's not fun, and it gets worse as you get older, and gravity does not help.
Well, it doesn't sound like it's fun. I'm not trying to say it's fun, but it's not and she's kind of it's not the end of the world. I just got to be careful what I do. You know what I mean? I can't just, I can't do jumping jacks and I can't jump on the bed. You know what I mean?
But I was tired of, I got to the point though, where it was more than just jumping jacks. With me, it got to the point where I couldn't even go up steps too hard. I couldn't laugh too hard. I couldn't cough unless I stopped and crossed my legs. I mean, mine was bad. Hers sounds pretty normal for the number of children she's had.
Yeah.
Most women deal with it. But she doesn't have to deal with it if she doesn't want to. If it's something she thinks isn't an inconvenience for her and she's fine making the few little adjustments every day, good for her. I did it for years. But I was also 52, when mine was really bad before I did anything about it.
Holly said she was lucky with 4 C-sections. See, I'm curious about that now, because because when you grow a human, right, it still takes up the same amount of volume and displaces your bladder and intestines and everything the same way. Is it the actual the having a natural birth, is that harder on?
The natural birth is part of it because once your pelvic bones move, they never completely go back.
Right.
And so you lose some of that support. Also, when you have a baby naturally, all those lowest abdominal muscles get really, really stretched, worse than when you just carry the baby.
Okay.
And if you got a real, real good doc, when you have a C-section, they do a really great job of taking those abdominal muscles and sewing them back together better than they were before you got pregnant,
Okay.
So it is actually, because my sister doesn't have the same problems I have. She had larger babies than I did, but she had C-sections with both. Okay. And she had a great doc who, they sew that abdominal wall up really well. See, if you have a good doc.
Well, and Anna, her last baby was C-section, her youngest. But it was like an emergency C-section, and they actually, they started cutting her before the drugs took over. And she said she felt like everything. I was like, oh, that sucks. So that was before her and I got together. When she tells the story, it still makes me cringe. Ugh, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, makes
it
me
just
cringe.
sucks. Yeah, yeah. So,
I always say I'm lucky that I never had to have a C-section, because I feel that way, because good Lord, the recovery for a C-section is a motherfucker. And just having that type of a surgery in general. But then I had, a lower abdominal surgery later. And honestly, my doc has even said, we really need to take you and get you seen. And they need to go in, because the muscles for your lower abdomen should sit like this, and mine are so stretched they sit kind of with a gap. And so I just don't have that lower abdominal strength anymore. And I don't care how many pelvic floor exercises I do and how many lower abdomen exercises I do, it's just never going to go back unless I had something surgically done.
Yeah.
But I'm 53. I don't give a fuck.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like,
I mean, if somebody doesn't like how my belly looks when I don't have clothes on, then don't fucking look at me without my clothes on.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
So
I don't, y'all women go through a lot and you don't get any, like, I'm not going to say kudos, but like, kind of like, cause I didn't, like before and honestly, even like, I think it was honestly being with Anna made me realize how much you guys have to go through with some of that. Cause like, I've watched my other kids be born, right? I've watched all my kids be born. I was there for, I may not have been there for the conception, but I was there for the birth. And so I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure I was there for the conception as well. But I mean, like,
you were mostly there.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't really realize that, I guess, in the moment. And I don't recall.
It's years later that these type of symptoms start to show up.
And I was,
if you
and I was
with the moms.
No, I wasn't. I was way more into catch and release back then. So
yeah, and so you don't see that daily stuff that happens, 5, 10, 15 years down the road.
Right.
And it affects our bodies for years after we have our children.
Right. And I never realized that. And it's, I don't know. It's
and if you have high labor jobs like women in the military have, as much as people want to say, oh, women don't do that much in the military. Come on, what are you talking about? No, I carried the same heavy weight. I tugged around things. I lifted heavy things. I wore crappy shoes, all that awful equipment that I carried on my back. So the higher activity your job is physically labor-wise, the more of an effect it's going to have on you after you've had children. Right. So it's they say, oh yeah, but you were active, physically active. That should have helped you. No, not necessarily. Sorry. Some of the physical activity I did wasn't the best physical activity for my body after having children.
Right. Well, and I look at like, even just, I'm going to pick on my wife a little bit more. She, she's a dealer, right? Yeah. And so like, the standing and the bending and all that, that's you wouldn't think, like when you walk by a pit and see those people standing there at those blackjack tables or craps tables, whatever, you don't think they, they stand there. No, it's a fucking lot of work. Like,
and gravity works.
Well, yeah, just the gravity, but like the movement of dealing the cards or running the stick or counting chips, like that's hard. And
the repetitive movements, the standing on her feet all the time,
and not even just like standing there straight, but like standing and like bending over and reaching and doing all that stuff. Like that is like so much different than it. Well, one, is way different than the human body is designed to do. Really,
yeah.
And I think that's part of it. And you do kind of get some like, calluses to it or whatever. If you make a motion enough, your muscles, grow that way or whatever. But it's so tough on people and on her and on those people that do it for a long time. And you just kind of don't think of it that way. And so when you're like, oh, it's almost inverse to that. Because if you're in the military and you see someone with body armor and a fucking pack and a rifle, they're carrying heavy fucking weight. And they're doing something their body's not designed to do. But then you take that cashier at Walmart who's on her feet for fucking 8 hours or 10 hours, or that guy stocking shelves all hunched over, fucking doing, contorting himself to put boxes of cereal on the fucking shelf. You don't think of that being hard on your body, but it's almost worse.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I get so fucking pissed off at people when they're like, oh, I fucking work at Walmart. Yeah, dude, that sucks. People that work at Walmart work their ass off. I don't fucking try to be like, I'm better than you because you work at Walmart. Fuck that. I fucking get mad.
Well, there's jobs I refused to try. People are like, oh, well, if you're having a problem getting a job, well, why don't you just, go work at H-E-B or go work at Walmart? Okay, do you understand with the health issues I already have physically, how hard it would be to stand on my feet for 8 hours at a register and take people's groceries? There's no way. I couldn't do the movement just of sliding groceries across a scanner all day long. That would so fuck my shoulders up worse than they're already fucked up. There's no way. And they're like, you're being picky. No, motherfucker, I'm not being picky. I can't do it. I physically cannot do that. I don't know how the people that do it.
Right.
Well,
I know how part of the people that do it. They're fucking 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're 18, you can do that shit. When you're fucking old, you can't do that shit no more. You're a grandma. You can't be doing that shit. You need to have you need to fucking sit at the front of Walmart and like give people carts and tell them welcome to Walmart.
Yep.
That's what you need to be doing.
Give me a chair and I will be the nicest greeter you've had. Hi, welcome to Walmart. Hi, welcome to Walmart.
And
I'm cool.
Your job is to like plug in the fucking wheelchairs and shit, and you're good to good to go. Yep.
I'm down for that job, but of course nobody wants to hire me for that job because I'm overqualified.
I fucking hate that term. I hate that term, overqualified.
Yeah, I heard that so much in interviews. I'm sorry, but we can't pay you what you're worth and you're overqualified. And I'm like, you know what I'm worth? I'm worth the $15 an hour you pay these people because that's what I need to fucking make to make the gap between what my disability is and what I need to live. So fucking nobody cares. If I don't care, if I cared, I wouldn't have put in the application.
Right. Well, what they're saying is they want to get someone they can pay $12 an hour to.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. Or 10 or
Heath asked how Radar Jr. is doing. He's doing great. He's doing great. He's
loving civilian life.
Yes, he is absolutely loving civilian life and doing well. He actually, I'm still working at the bookies. I told you that before I left, right? That I was working in sportsbook, and he actually just started this week with me in the sportsbook.
Good for him.
Yeah, I got bumped to the ass man. I'm the assistant manager there at the sportsbook. I'm the ass man. They wouldn't put that on my name tag though. They put assistant manager.
Bastards.
Oh, Branko went to a business for himself. What are you doing? Is he selling cars? What are you doing? I need to know what he's doing. Fuck, I need to get out of this fucking chair. No, Richard Branko.
Oh, Branko. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, I can't say his fucking name right. So
I don't have my glasses on because they put me in progressives and I'm still not real used to them, and they still make me a little whoosh, what's the word?
I
don't know. I when I go from looking down to looking up to looking out, it makes me wobbly. I just don't feel real comfortable yet wearing them. So yeah, I don't wear them, especially if I'm sitting.
He's doing landscaping. Ooh, that's hard. Speaking of jobs, it's hard on your body. We're doing landscaping. It's tough on your body.
Yeah, that's real hard.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
You know what?
I don't even like to mow my lawn. It makes my hands hurt.
You know what? There's good money in that though.
Especially in Texas.
Yep. Well, fucking anywhere, honestly.
Up.
Honestly, anywhere. Well, and that's like kind of we were talking about that at work the other day. And I've been saying this for a while though around here. Like if you want a job, find something. If you want to start a business, do something that appeals to affluent retirees.
Yeah.
Because we have a bunch of those around here. We have a bunch of people moving here from like they're coming here to retire from like California and Texas and all. Ooh, I tell you what though, I think a couple of them are reconsidering their life choices the last couple of weeks. It's been cold and snowy here.
It's even been cold here. We're supposed to be up to 70 on Sunday and back in the 30s by Monday. And for Texas, that's an extreme change.
Cold,
and it's been cold here lately. It's been like 40s and 50s during the day and like the 30s and 40s overnight. I do not want to be outside when it is 38 degrees out at 6:30 in the morning. Yep. Fuck that. I don't know how y'all do it up north.
No, I
want to go up north in the summer and I want to come down here in the spring, and then I want to find someplace else for the summer or for the winter that's chill.
Yeah. Somewhere like a Georgia or something.
Something.
Yeah.
Because, but I definitely don't want to be here in the summer.
He says, I got to pay for the race car and being a stripper hasn't opened up for me yet.
Well, it hadn't opened up for me either. So when they start hiring 53-year-old women with weird ass body shapes, then I'll make it as a stripper.
Thomas said Connecticut sends its shivering greetings. Yeah, dude, I bet it's fucking cold. I bet it's cold as shit up there too. It's been fucking like ridiculous cold, and it like single digits for highs for a while. And we haven't had that for a minute. And so all these people that moved here like in the last couple of years from like Texas and California and fucking points further south, they've been like, this is not fun. I was like, yeah, this is fucking winter. This is what happens. You guys have fucking lucked out. We haven't had our feet of snow. We haven't had our fucking super cold temps for a couple of years. Like we're due for a fucking ravaging from Mother Nature. So
yeah, here's our forecast for next week. This time next week, the low is 24. and the high is like 40, 49. That is going to be cold.
Yeah.
Like stupid cold. I mean, we're going to be in the 20s overnight, and they're even projecting possible snow here next Tuesday.
Oof. See, next week, let's see, it's supposed to be like 50 tomorrow, 29 for a high on Friday, Saturday high of 12, low of -4, Sunday high of Sunday high of 1, Monday high of -1, low of -9.
No. Negatives are not temperatures. They're bullshit.
Especially for highs. And we're supposed to get snow tomorrow or Friday, Saturday, and then Wednesday of next week, more snow. But it's supposed to be back up in the mid-20s by next week.
Okay, so I'm gonna show something real quick on screen. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it really clear. I think he got into a banana. I'm not 100% sure, but my daughter just sent me this picture of my grandson.
Oh no!
I don't know what he did.
Insomniac James wants to know what he missed. We're just talking about knee surgeries and how women are rock stars. And Hegseth got chewed out by Congress. You know, look, I don't know.
I've been staying away from the politics.
You know, I have and I haven't. Like I still follow it. I
see it. I just refuse to acknowledge most of it.
I think that I don't know. I think that I think to be SecDev you should be some sort of general or admiral. I think that's my opinion on it. Like you don't have to be like, I mean, like what last term Trump had, he had several SecDevs, but his first one was Mattis.
Yeah, he kept firing them.
And I think this time around Trump is looking at people who are unequivocally loyal to him. And I understand.
Yeah, he wants yes men. He wants yes men.
And I understand that to an extent, but to do things like to run the Defense Department, you have to know how the Defense Department works.
You need a little bit of military experience.
Well, and he in all fairness, he was like a National Guard captain or a major. Like I think he was a major. So he knows a little bit, but I mean, like really, what kind of like strategic level stuff does he know? You know what I mean? Like, not to be a dick.
No offense to the National Guard, but hello.
I mean, if you haven't worked in the Pentagon, you don't know how the Pentagon works. And that I think it takes someone with experience in the Pentagon. And of all of the people in the Pentagon, I'm sure there's people there who would be loyal to Donald Trump. Pick one of those dudes. Sure. Pick one of those dudes.
You're gonna find somebody.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I think that in that position, you have to like actually factually swear an oath to the Constitution to uphold that and not swear an allegiance to Donald Trump. That's my opinion, and I don't think that president
it should be that way with any president.
Yep, I don't think that any president is like dictator and above the law. That's just the way I look at it.
No, me neither.
And so those kind of decisions are troublesome to me. Now we'll see how they play out. We'll see how everything plays out because Congress does have to like fucking say, okay, yep, we'll take him. They do have to approve him. So it
might get ex-nayed.
I mean, it may not be the worst thing to, reevaluate that choice. And sorry, being a Fox News host doesn't make you qualified to run the Department of Defense.
No,
you know what I mean?
Not.
And same with the DOJ, the Government Efficiency Department. Like you need to make, I think that is kind of not a bad thing. I think there are things to cut in the government. I don't think all of Trump's ideas are bad. I think the execution of those ideas has been troublesome. Like you cannot take someone like Elon Musk who has skin in the game. Like he, from SpaceX and all that, he has a ton of government contracts. You cannot take somebody who has a ton of government contracts and then put them in charge of government spending. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
there's a conflict of interest there. And so, like, if you want it, and I'm all for streamlining the government. Anybody who spent any amount of time in the military has seen fraud, waste, and abuse happen constantly.
Yep.
And whether it be the simple, you were in the same time I was. Remember when we didn't have any money, like before 9/11, and you couldn't get shit all year, and then all of a sudden, the fucking September 1st, hey, we need to get new office furniture. We need to get new fucking da-da-da-da-da. We need to go, everyone needs to go to the range and shoot up all the ammo so we can get more next fiscal year. Like, that was how that fucking worked. When you ordered parts that we weren't able to get all fucking year because they were trying to save money. Like, there are problems with this system that they have. I'm not saying there's not.
Yeah.
But
you got to get the right people in there to deal with them.
Exactly. And I think
somebody who's got dogs in the fight, like you said, is not who you need in there, because they're only going to worry about their shit.
They're
not
going to
worry
about their bottom
everybody's
line.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it'd be different if like Musk was like the world's biggest philanthropist and he made billions of dollars, but he gave back billions of dollars to people and he was getting taxed at a fair rate and all that. Like, you know what I mean? But it's not how it's working. And so fucking figure it out. And all of, do you think we should get a fraud system kind of like an IG complaint or, even like a sharper EO? And they do that. There is a fraud, waste, and abuse hotline if you see very blatant theft or whatever. But I'm talking about the system, the way it works, the way it's designed to work. Like if you have X amount of money in your budget, right? You either don't spend it, you lose it. So in October 1st or October 30th, September 30th or whatever, suspense on that, right? So and I remember every fucking year, all of the offices would get brand new furniture and we throw the fucking 1-year-old furniture out because shit, we got this money.
They had to spend it so they didn't lose it.
Yep. Yeah. We got to buy all this fucking random bullshit. And basically,
just like everybody taking leave at the end of the thing. Use it or lose it.
Yep. And
nobody
so
wants to fucking lose it.
And that's a problem inherent in the system because you don't want to lose your budget because next year you might fucking need it. Well, there's no way to roll it over. There's no way to account for it. Like, so it becomes a problem, and that's a problem inherent in the system. And they're not talking about changing that. They're talking about cutting spending in places that it doesn't need cut. So until until they change, and that's just it. It's systemic. So, and nobody wants to go through the trouble of actually fixing it. They want to put a Band-Aid on it so they look like the hero, and then they're going to go on, and whatever they destroyed is going to be left in the wake. Yeah. And that's the same with the VA. Same with any government agency, whether it be Department of Transportation or the Federal Aviation Administration. Yeah. There's all kinds of the same kind of problems that happen all the way across the board. And so the government does waste a lot of money. How do you actually fix the system of that to where the government can still operate and we'll say agencies like the FAA who need to operate because they're the ones who control the airspace over our country and make sure civilian airliners aren't bashing into each other. Yeah. Right? It's important. How do you streamline that system to where it's still effective but doesn't cost as much money? And it's hard. It's hard to make the actual changes to that. How do you expedite the VA claims process without spending more money on it? You know what I mean? Like,
and the only way to fix it is to hire more people with more experience, etc. So you're spending more money to try and save money, and then it's this big catch-22.
Yep, exactly. And so that's where you need people who actually know how these bureaucracies work and can use their knowledge of the system to streamline what you have. You can't just pull somebody off the street and say, "Hey, bro, you're the new sec dev. Here, let's go drink a beer, play some golf, and you're gonna tell me I'll tell you about the Secretary of Defense job, and you fucking take it." That's not how that works.
No, it's almost like spinning a wheel. Put a bunch of people's names on there, regardless of what their history, background, experience is, and then just be like, "Ping! Okay, landed on you. You got it. Go do some Google and find out exactly what you need to do and fix this shit." Right. No, bad idea.
Nope. And I think that this is where we're going to be at for the next several years, and we'll see. Hopefully, I'm wrong. I hope that because I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I didn't. I don't think that's much of a secret. But I don't dislike the guy. I didn't vote for him.
I don't know the guy enough to say one thing or the other.
Well,
other than what I see in the public eye, and I don't like his opinions on a lot of things, but a lot of those things have to do with women. So my opinion on him versus your opinion is automatically going to be different.
I just think this is where I'm at with most political people. Okay, not even just Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I think they genuinely don't give a shit about us. They're there
overall. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it matters who it is.
Yeah, I think that I don't think that anybody in Washington gives two shits about us. So you have to look at like, why would somebody want that job? And when you look at billionaires wanting that job, it's to make more money for themselves at the expense of us.
Yeah, it's a power thing in my opinion.
It's a power thing, and it's a way for an Elon Musk to go from 700 billion to $1 trillion. That's why it's there. And when it goes
a lot about patting their own backs, and that's why
patting their own
personally think that there's a lot of narcissists.
Yep,
in
that goes back to the insider trading in Congress, and that's the Republicans and Democrats are both bad about it. It goes to
they are.
It goes to everybody, whether they're on Capitol Hill or whether they're in the White House or whether they're they're all there for self-serving purposes. So
and it's not just America. So don't get us wrong.
Yeah,
it happens in other countries as well.
Yeah, SecDef's Book of Secrets. Yeah. And there is some shit. There is some of that to be fucking said for some of that. I mean, you kind of do, like, there's some, when you take somebody like all these generals who are retiring and you put them in those positions, they kind of do have that little book of secrets between them that they can pass around and be like, hey, this is how this fucking works. I don't know. I don't know. DEI hires, I don't think that really makes much of a fucking difference. I don't, because realistically, the DEI system is flawed. Okay, everyone should be hired based on merit, in my opinion. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they weren't so unqualified that they ruined the system. The system's so broke that nobody's really going to break it anymore. You know what I mean? If you have a broken mirror and you put it in a garbage bag and hit it with a hammer, what do you still have? A broken fucking mirror.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's still broken. So nobody's tried to do anything to fix any of these fucking problems.
They just go in and Band-Aid it, like you said.
Yeah, they put a strap on it and let it fucking go and say, look, I fixed it a little bit. And maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe it's better or worse. And I think that's kind of the opinion on that is kind of depending on your personal statutes in life. I don't think that the question that I heard asked a lot during the election was, are you better or worse than you 4 years ago? Me, personally, Radar and Radar's family, the same.
Yeah. Same.
I don't think personally I'm any better or worse now than I was in 2004, except for the things that I have done to make my life better. I have gotten education. I have changed jobs. I have moved. I have married. The fucking government didn't do or take away any of those things from me personally and my family. So I don't attribute any of my success or failures to the government.
The things that have gone on with the government.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that's where we have a disconnect in our society. Has there been natural disasters that the government has flopped on? Abso-fucking-lutely. And that's in every state, whether it be blizzards here in South Dakota or tornadoes here or hurricanes or fires or earthquakes or fucking ice storms or whatever. There's constantly people in peril in this country. And the government that's the one thing the government's good at is dropping the ball on that shit.
Yeah. But I think everybody likes to point a finger, and it's so much easier to point a finger at the government than anything else.
Right. But I'm going to go back to the main argument that I heard from pro-Trump people for the last couple months before the election was inflation is out of control, which it is. I think inflation is bad. I'm not trying to say it's not.
Yeah.
But what has anything been done by either side to curb inflation other than changing interest rates? The price, we're going to get eggs down to $1 a dozen. We're going to get gasoline to $1 a gallon. How? I ain't seen it. I ain't even seen a plan to do it. By either side.
Yeah. And for years,
Yep.
not just in the past 4. It goes back way further than
it's
that.
been since fucking. Honestly, I'm trying to think. The last time I paid less than $1 for a gallon of gas, I lived in Texas, and 99.5 The Wolf was going around and opening fucking gas stations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they opened this. They did like this broadcast from this gas station. They had the gas for 99.5 cents a gallon. That's the last time I paid less than $1 a gallon, and that would have been in like 2003.
Yeah, which is funny because I was overseas at that point, and none of it affected me because I was paying the prices for gas in Germany.
Yep.
So
and
I never got to see those low gas prices.
See, and Cat Wayne says, I know I'm trying my best, but I know I failed at certain things. That's just a learning experience. Nobody's perfect. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think you can agree that, nobody in Washington has or has not made your life any better or worse. Holly said she paid 98 cents during COVID. Where are you at, Holly, to get 98 cents during COVID? It got pretty cheap here, but it wasn't under $1 a gallon. It was like, I think like $1.50 maybe here. During like the height of COVID, it got down pretty cheap. Oil was like negative. Like oil was like minus $5.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is it was real low, but nobody was going anywhere
That's
or
true.
doing anything.
That's
so it's
true.
like, okay, what good did that do us? Where were we going to go? We were only allowed to go certain places. It's not like we were traveling anywhere, Yeah, flight prices were really low, but who was flying anywhere? Fucking nobody.
Fucking nobody. You couldn't even get on a plane. Holly said Kentucky during the lockdown. Yeah, I guess I wasn't in Kentucky. Here, like I said, it didn't get that cheap here, but it was pretty fucking cheap compared to what it is now. It's hovering right around $3 a gallon here. The problem is Congress.
We're at $2.59 right now.
Yeah, the problem's Congress.
I just got gas yesterday.
I think everybody. I don't think it's just Congress. I think it's I think it's the White House. I think it's everybody in Washington. I even think it's, and honestly, the people we don't talk about are the ones that are the real problem. It's the people who aren't elected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the people. It's the people behind the scenes that actually run everything. You know what I mean? And they're not elected officials. They're just there, and they're
selected and appointed and put
they're
in
the
there.
ones that are they're the ones that are fucking pulling the strings.
Yeah. I was gonna say pulling the strings.
Yeah, literally nobody was on the roads or in the stores. It was awesome. Yeah, I kind of miss that.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. Oh, the good old days of COVID.
I call it the season of the masking.
Yep. The silent politicians. That's right. And they're not, they're fucking crazy, man. They're not even really politicians. They're fucking ringmasters, man. And that's, and
I'll be right back. I got to give my grandkid a diaper. Hold on.
Well, hold on. I'm going to wrap shit up. Okay. Well, while she's gone, I'll start wrapping shit up. Like I said, I really do think that we are in a spot in this country where we got to just kind of fend for ourselves. We got to just take care of our own shit and take care of each other, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to take care of us.
I gotta find that thing. Where does that go? Gotta put some hair around that so I can find the hole. Okay.
All right.
Sorry. I forgot I had all his diapers in here because he lives in here with me.
Oh, you're good. No, I was just saying, like, I think we just need to remember, like, we need to take care of each other and take care of, take care of ourselves and each other. Cause that's where it's going to be. And see, can't wait. Term limit. I'm 100%. I agree with you for term limits, dude. I think that they should serve. I think people in Congress should serve like no more than like 10 or 12 years.
Yeah. Seriously.
And I also think that whatever the age is, the Social Security age is, you should not be a member of Congress or the White House or
once you've hit that age.
Once you hit that age, if that retirement age is 65 or 67 or 75, pick it.
Peace.
Pick a fucking number. You're done. You're done. You are retired. And
I think that too.
Because you've got people and like fucking like Chuck Schumer and Chuck Grassley and fucking all these dudes that are like literally 100 years old, and they're like making.
Look, I love my mom to death, but she is 80 and in all honesty, she should not be in charge of anything.
No,
more than her own house.
No, like
disease or not.
This should be the test. This should be the test for these fucking politicians, okay? If you want to do something like ban TikTok, you ought to be able to I ought to be able to hand you a brand new iPhone and you can fucking hook it up yourself.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, you should not be legislating fucking.
Nope.
You should not be legislating electronics. Period.
Nope.
And if you can't if you can't hook up an HDMI cable to your if you can't set up a fucking PlayStation or an Xbox, then you shouldn't be a fucking politician. Because I can do that. I'm fucking 45 years old. But you have because
if you have to call your kid to set up the Chromecast to stream your phone to your fucking television, then you should not be in charge of figuring out the legislation for that shit.
Yep. Exactly.
Nope.
If you don't have, and it's the same. I would say the same thing. You shouldn't be a cop if you don't know how to drive.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be a fucking in charge of airplanes if you can't fly one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like these are all like common sense fucking things. We're just like, oh, what's fucking okay? You're 105 years old. Absolutely. Oh, you've been in Congress since 1957. Yeah, you should probably be telling us. No, fuck you. Bye. See ya. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, because all those dudes are doing is fucking getting there being rich off us. They're getting rich off insider training.
Things to still be like they were when they were young. Well, it's not like it was when you were young, sir and ma'am.
Well, and then they're like,
it's not.
Well, and then they're like, oh, the Chinese government's going to steal our. What fucking secrets are they going to get from my TikTok or Snapchat? You know what I mean? What are they going to get?
If they're spying on me, we got bigger problems because guess what's not on any of my shit? Anything worth fucking spying on.
Yeah, if you can't use a coax cable, you shouldn't be yeah, exactly. But yeah, because there ain't fucking nothing on mine. And even the people, even if you are active duty on an army base, okay? If you are active duty on post, right? I can get on your fucking Facebook and be like, oh yeah, well, he's stationed at Fort Hood. And he's
because they all put it on there.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
Current job, Fort bullshit wherever and wherever with all their little pictures of them in their uniform.
Yep.
Oh, come on, people. Seriously.
How's that merch store going? I forgot about it. Phil, dude, if you sent it to my radar thing, I would say that shit in like fucking 3 months, dude. Maybe I got it.
More merch. Hey, do you still have the make the merch store on the sitting there on your desk? There it is. There it is. That's 2 years old.
Yep.
We're on it.
I had it on the page before that because it's been so long since I logged in. I didn't have my logins for like Restream and all that. I had to like relog in. It's been so long they logged me out of it. But
that's funny.
But yeah, you look at that shit and I'm like, why do we do that? Why do we do that to ourselves and each other? So, but we're cuckoo crazy. I gotta get up or I'm gonna.
You're looking uncomfortable. I'm seeing it on your face.
Well, I was gonna start wrapping things up when you took off, but I was like, oh. In fact, there are more OnlyFans. We can
start wrapping it up right freaking now.
There are more OnlyFans girls on Fort Hood than any other military base in the U.S.
I believe that.
I do too. It's the great place.
I believe that.
Anyway, so yeah, I just looked. We don't have any guests coming up. I didn't see any guests coming up.
No, nothing until well after next Wednesday. I think there's one coming on the let me pull it up real quick. There's a guest on the 27th, but I think that got moved. I think it got moved, but I'm not 100% positive. But looks like the Monday edition has a guest on the 27th, and since we won't be here next week, we can talk about it now. It's a journalist, Richie McGinnis.
I didn't see it on the calendar, but that doesn't mean anything. You're better at this. Yeah. Next week we won't be here. I have soccer and you have work, so we won't be here next week.
And I have work.
So, but hopefully
the following week I think we're good.
And I think I think from that point forward we'll be back pretty much full time unless, barring an emergency. Yeah. I don't have anything scheduled after that on Wednesdays, and we should be good. So, right. But you've been listening to us, me, Radar, and her TeeZee right here in the smoke pit. Back after a long vacation. I appreciate everyone's patience and thanks for hanging out tonight. I've missed you guys, and I know I speak for TeeZee as well. We've missed you. We appreciate you being here.
We have. This is nice.
Yep. So tomorrow is Sergeant's time with Ice and Spanky. They'll be sergeanting, doing fun things.
I think Spanky will not be there. I think she has an Aggie mom thing, but somebody will be filling in for her.
I think Coach will be there. I think Coach said he's going to be there. And then Friday we are off. Saturday is off. Sunday is normally the sports bar. King's out for a couple weeks. Back to Monday with the Afternoon Monday edition. be is Massey still doing Mondays with?
You're
I'd be
asking the
lying.
wrong
I know
person right now.
I know Ice is on Monday. I apologize. I've been out for so long. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll try and be more updated in 2 weeks when we come back.
I will try to be better at my job.
I'll do my research. I'll have time.
Yep. And then let's try to the plant crave. You know what? I don't even want to fucking say that shit anymore because I remember the first time I watched that movie, I thought it was fucking satire. I did not realize that it was fucking like Nostradamus.
Oh yeah, you didn't?
Yeah. Dwayne Elizondo, Taco Bell, Mountain Dew, Camacho. Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking Terry Crews was awesome in that movie.
I love Terry Crews.
Oh, yep, I gotta get going. Anyway, and then Tuesday night is Pop Culture Warrior with CQ and one of his harem of guests. And then back to us, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after we'll be here. So
yep.
I really do appreciate everyone for being here tonight from the bottom of my heart and my numb leg. I really do appreciate you guys. Yeah.
Same. From the bottom of his numb leg.
From the bottom of my numb leg. But we will be back in a couple weeks and we will talk soon. Thank you so much. Shots.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Well, I guess I was born with a gun in my hand. We'd walk the big clear cuts in the pine timberland. Well, the army man told me that I could defend the free. Oh, and draw me a paycheck and get a tech school degree. I said, hey now, Sergeant, that sure does sound fine. Well, a sawmill ain't hiring. Tell me, where do I sign? Won't you light a lantern for me? I'll be gone, but not long. Won't you keep a candle burning? Won't you leave the porch light on? And they still hold a gun, and this is the suit of a soldier for your southeastern son. Well, tell mom not to worry if she's taking it hard. Never thought I'd see action back when I joined the Guard. Well, all this will be over more later than soon, as I wrote in a letter beneath the big Afghan moon. Won't you light a lantern for me? I'll be gone, but not for long. Won't you keep a candle burning? Won't you leave the porch light on?
be gone, but not